Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to this episode of Semi-Pro. This is a very special episode because today we are really messing with Josh. Here's what we're going to do on today's episode of the podcast. Josh thinks at this very moment, we're about to jump to the whole crew together. Josh thinks right now that we are watching Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice as part of our masterpieces sweep, but instead we are watching the viral video by Tim 10. I was adopted by poor family. Types of girls in rich versus broke family. So we're going to watch that with Josh. We're going to make him break down the plot. It's an hour and 44-minute YouTube video on this girl pretending to be adopted by this poor family. And it's going to be fantastic. And I really can't wait. Josh has no idea. So in just a second, we're going to hear what's happening. And we're going to pretend like we're watching Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice until the very end. So don't click off when you think we're watching BVS. But that is what's happening on this episode of Semi-Pro. All right, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of Semi-Pro. The introduction has just happened. Daniel, how have you been? Oh, hold on, Dan. I can't hear you at all. Let me see if I can fix that. All right, I can hear you now. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to everyone, but mostly to Josh. I'm sorry.
Does Josh know? Did you already tell him?
He has not.
Well,
He's just said that this is going to be a hellish experience.
Yeah, I haven't told him what we're watching, but I have told him that we're not watching BVS and that there's some tomfoolery and some hoodwinking.
There is some tomfoolery and some hoodwinking. The audience already knows, so I don't want to tell Josh before we start.
I think he's gonna see what it is pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, but I want to do this whole intro with Josh's prediction. Ooh, here's what we're gonna do for the intro of this podcast.
Okay, wait.
Josh, what do you predict that we're watching?
Okay, my mind is jumping to one of two things. It is jumping between Ratatouille or that.
Oh God, I wish. While you were doing the intro, he guessed that we were watching Sir Billy, and I said I wish. Like I would pay money to watch Sir Billy instead of what we're watching, and I have no interest in watching Sir Billy.
All right, Josh, what's your second guess?
My second guess was that god awful Cars rip-off movie that you also wanted to do.
Man,
I'm gonna give you a hint because Dalton won't. It's not something on the list. Like it's not on any of our lists. In
fact, I couldn't. Daniel doesn't even really know what we're watching. I'm the only one who knows the title of what we're watching.
Yeah. I don't know the specific video. I know. I guess the genre. I have like it's one of 3 accounts, but I don't know which one. But it.
Oh man.
Josh, your second guess?
This may be the last Pro episode ever recorded because we're all going to kill ourselves.
The Cars parody was my second guess. I can't remember the name of it, but
it's called The Cars Life. Get it together, Josh.
Yeah,
The Cars Life. Sorry.
All right, so I'm going to pause it and we're going to watch this movie. We're going to watch this YouTube video. It's called I Was Adopted by Poor Family, Types of Girls in Rich versus Broke Family. It's by the YouTube channel Tim 10. And then when we get back from this, Josh is going to break down the plot of this hour and 44-minute YouTube video. All right, folks. We'll see you in just a moment.
How do people preach no
We're back. We just watched I Was Adopted by Poor Family, Types of Girls in Rich.
Honestly, I'm glad we watched this over. I enjoyed this more than I would have enjoyed watching BVS.
Honestly, yeah. BVS would have been the standard. I hate BVS.
I know it's like the typical thing, shit on BVS, anything is worse than BVS, but genuinely I enjoyed this more than I would have enjoyed rewatching BVS. Like without a shadow of a doubt in my mind.
I agree, and that goes to show how much I dislike BVS.
You're right.
This was awful.
This was rough.
Oh,
This
it was only an hour and 45 minutes, and it feels like it's been 3.5 hours.
And for the most part, it was on 1.25 speed.
right. Yeah, for more than half the video was 1.25 speed.
Man.
Wow. It's like this is another level of we've reached a new low.
Let's explain. So I don't know how much you explained because you were muted for your intro, Dalton. But
Dalton doesn't trust us to talk.
which is reasonable.
And well, I didn't know you were gonna tell Josh.
This one was
yeah.
Well, I felt bad. Like I couldn't let him go in fully
blind. We were watching BTS until I hit play. That's what I wanted.
I just want to say, Dan told me. Well, he didn't tell me what we
were. I had a genuine heart-to-heart with Josh. I broke down. I started crying. I talked about how I felt so guilty about leading him on and betraying him.
He mostly just said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What could we be watching?" And I thought in my head, I racked my brain for all kind of answers. And my first thought was, Dalton. Ever since we started this podcast, like 5 years ago,
it's been like a year and a half.
Yeah, this version of the podcast about a year and a half ago. Dalton has been trying to get me to watch Sir Billy, which is this. It's Sean Connery's last movie, which he did as like a favor to some fishermen that he owed.
And we will. And we will watch Sir Billy.
Right, that's coming soon. Yeah,
it's awful, and I don't
trust
watch
the process.
And then I thought, oh, Dalton's also been trying to get us to watch these like the rip-off movies that came out when Pixar movies came out, because people were like, oh, if we just rip off Ratatouille. And
when Pixar movies came out, as if they quit making movies.
No, I don't think Pixar makes movies anymore.
No, they still have that Ratatouille and A Cars Life. It's too good for them. And so my thoughts were, oh, he's probably just going to get me to watch one of those. And I don't know why Dan.
Boy, were you wrong. I don't know. Boy, do you feel like a stupid idiot.
Do you feel like a poor beggar?
My main thought for most of those were, it's not great, but at least they're only about 30 minutes or something.
Oh man, wow.
I wish I could go back in time to about 2 hours ago before I knew what we watched existed.
I wish I could go back in time to about like 6 years ago before I met Dalton and just like change everything in my life.
I went to that moment, I got added to a group chat with you and Dalton and just think maybe I should leave this.
So just a little clarification as to how we got here. I would like to explain how we got to this video. So me and Daniel, for honestly a couple of years now, one of our pastimes has been watching it
started when we first started talking. We would just watch 5-minute crafts videos on YouTube, and this was before. This is a fun little lore drop. This was before Discord had the screen sharing, so we used to both just pull up the same video and start it at the same time to watch it together.
Yeah, right. So we would watch these 5-minute crafts videos, and it was funny. And every now and then I'd fall asleep with them still going, and in the morning I'd wake up and it'd be the most ridiculous Russian nonsense you've ever seen. Now I understand how that happened. So this has been going on for several years, and it's been progressively getting weirder and weirder as those channels kind of progressively get weirder and weirder. And one that was very popular,
as individuals get weirder and weirder.
Correct. One that was really popular as one of these 5-minute crafts type videos was one called Toon Troom. And so they changed from a more 5-minute crafts, how to sneak food into your class type channel, to these overarching story arcs and longer videos, whatever. Really, when YouTube Kids came out, that's when it really shifted. Well, that led me to find this channel called Tim10, which is the same thing, but sort of on steroids. And it's only been around for about a year now, a little over a year. So I don't think it started as one of these crafts channels. I think it started as what this is. And,
it started as someone trying to replicate one of these Russian or some kind of Eastern European channels that started as a 5-minute crafts ripoff.
Correct.
So we're 3 times removed from actual 5-minute crafts at this point.
Correct. And so me and Daniel were watching this.
5-minute crafts is already 3 times removed from any sort of actual reality.
Correct. And so the other day, after we recorded last week's podcast, Josh has gone to bed. Me and Daniel are watching these, and we're just cracking up because these things are hilarious. Now, granted, me and Daniel usually watch them at 2x speed, so they go by very
Right.
quickly. And I said, what if we watch this for the podcast next week? And me and Daniel were both on board, and we agreed that we would
For
keep it a
some
secret
reason,
from
I agreed
Josh.
to this.
We'd keep it a secret from Josh, and instead of watching Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, we would watch something along the lines of "I was adopted by poor family!" exclamation point. Types of girls in rich versus broke family. What I didn't expect is 3 separate anthology short films.
Right, 'cause we didn't realize this going into it, but we found out afterwards, a couple minutes after we finished watching before we started this recording, that all of the videos on the channel Tim Tin or Tin Tim, whichever one it is,
Tim
are
Tim.
re-uploads. Yeah, they're re-uploads from the Russian channel of the same name, but it's in Russian characters and has more subscribers. And so the video we watched was 3 of those Russian videos, all dubbed over and put into 1 hour and 40-minute long video.
For
And it was
American
hell.
children to enjoy.
Correct.
So, Josh, why don't you break down the plot of the first anthology story in Tim Tin's
Yeah.
I Was Adopted by Poor Family, Types of Girls in
refresh your
Rich
memory.
versus Broke Family.
This is the Kitty storyline.
This is the
yeah,
kidnap
that
story.
This is
correct. Yeah, it's the kidnapping one. Oh, hey,
this
that's
is,
like her name's Kitty. She got kidnapped. Haha, it's pretty deep, huh? It makes you think, doesn't it?
More like kidnapped.
So there's a rich girl. There's
Yep.
a big rich girl. Her name is Kitty. She lives in a rich house. You can tell because she's got a lot of
You can
stuff
tell
on her
because
bed.
it looks exactly the same as the poor house, but there's not cardboard on the walls.
There's not the word poor written on the wall.
No,
No, that was
Josh,
in the
you're
third
skipping
one.
ahead.
Come on,
That's
you're
the
getting ahead
third
of
anthology.
So she gets kidnapped by Cosmo and Wanda from Fairy Odd Parents.
What? Oh yeah, no, they had the pink and green ski masks.
they
No, you're
did.
right. That's good. That's good. That's a good reference.
Have you been
Josh. Very
sitting on
good.
that since the
Niche.
very beginning?
He definitely
Yeah,
has.
I thought of it when I first saw the mask, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna save that. That's good."
Save that for when we're recording. Yeah, no, I get it.
It's 2 people in ski masks that are green and pink, neon green and pink, the kind of mask that you
Right.
want when you're trying to go undercover.
Correct.
And they walk in with a shopping trolley, and they wheel out this girl from her rich family, and they take her to a poor family, which looks exactly the same as the rich house.
It's the exact same house, except they glued cardboard to the wall.
And
that's what
no,
poor
no,
people's
this
houses
sounds
are.
like an exaggeration. Everything,
Literally,
everything
the
is
beds
covered
had
with
cardboard on them. The doors had cardboard. The bags that the girls took to school.
backpack was wrapped in cardboard paper.
the girls' beds are just like mattresses with a piece of
Oh, no,
cardboard.
that
Not
was
only
the
that, yeah, that
girls
was
for some reason. No, the girls had normal bunk beds,
No,
which
no,
are the
no,
same
they
bunk
didn't.
beds that
They
are in
had-
every
No.
single one.
No.
Oh, was that
the
the
girls had
second one?
normal bunk beds that
Oh,
were
but they had
wrapped
cardboard
in
on them.
fake cobwebs with caution
And
tape on
right,
them.
Of
No, and
course.
cardboard. The
No, the
pillows were made
cardboard
of
was on
like
the
a
parents'
No,
cardboard
you're right.
sheet.
No, you're right. You're right. No, they had a cardboard pillowcase because I remember saying that it just looked like an
Yeah,
Amazon packet.
That's right.
And then the
Yeah, no,
parents
you're right.
just
The
had the
parents
mattress
just had
with a piece of
it was just a mattress with no sheets and just like a strip of cardboard on
It's like-
top.
It's like an environmentalist's worst nightmare.
It's like my worst nightmare.
And
Tim is
so the plot of it-
single-handedly contributing to the warming of the entire globe.
Yeah,
So-
just
so
about.
they have a daughter already. The poor family who has kidnapped Kitty have a poor daughter who is now Kitty's sister.
And that
and they
is
say-
that's the actress.
Eva.
That's Eva. I don't know if that was her character's name. I'm sure it was because they
Okay, so these
Yeah.
three anthologies are
every
completely
single
unrelated,
character-
but they share the
It-
same names.
they share 90% of the same actors, and the actors. Maybe not their real name because they're all like Eastern European, but it's some kind of real
The
stage
American
name they
version of
have.
their real name.
Yeah, or even just a stage name, like just something that
Or
they can remember.
It's whatever the
consistently.
translation
they
of their
don't have to-
Russian name is to English.
Right. Yeah.
And also, but more equally as importantly as that, they all share the same set because Tim Tim, the company, owns one house that they use for every set.
Yeah. They own one mini mansion in Ukraine, and that's where they
it's a
film
small
everything.
condo, and they use it for everything.
I mean, it's a pretty nice looking house. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, it's nice, but it like we only see 2 rooms.
Yeah, but I mean, it showed it from the outside a couple times. Assuming that's the actual house, it could have just been some random person's house they filmed. We have no way.
It probably is. It probably
There's a
is.
good chance that this was filmed in like an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's very possible. Although the set has stayed consistent, I think.
Yeah, no, it has. From the other Tim Tim videos I've seen, it's the same.
I'm pretty well versed on the Tim Tim lore, so yeah.
It's
all right, Josh, keep going.
They try and get a ransom out of Kitty's parents, and Kitty's parents just like, who?
No, they go, oh, let's go. We'll finally have time to go to the.
Oh yeah, they're happy because they get time.
They want to go to the Maldives. I don't
the Maltese.
I don't know how it's pronounced, but I think they were saying it wrong. But I don't know how it's actually pronounced. It's either Maldives or Maldives. Yeah, but they were saying it the other way.
Yeah, they were saying it's Maldives. And well, no. So the English people who did the voices for everyone, everyone's over.
The one English speaking man that works for this company and the one English speaking woman that works for this company did all the dubbing.
And he's definitely like an American who moved there and now can't find work, so he does this for a living.
See, I don't know. I feel like, well, there are at least, I think there are 2 guy voices.
Well, okay,
because
we're also not convinced it's not AI.
That is also true, but Donnie's voice sounded like he had an Eastern European accent, and he was just trying to mask it. I noticed that in a couple.
It could be the same people like speaking English phonetically,
like dubbing over their own thing. Yeah,
doing it in an English accent the best they could.
Right,
but I don't know. It's too good possible for that. I think it's too well done.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean the acting is bad, yes, but I think the accent and the way they speak is too good. It's too good to be somebody who is Eastern European.
Yeah, there would be more mess ups. I feel.
Okay, wait. So this is I can't believe I'm going to move in this. I saw like a podcast thing with Mr. Beast.
Jim and Beast.
Jim and Beast. I saw a podcast thing of him talking about how like whenever he does a video, he pays people to dub it over in like Spanish and Russian and
yeah, that's definitely what they're doing. We're just debating on who it is that they're paying.
Yeah, but I imagine if you're going to pay someone, you probably pay like a native speaker of that language.
Yeah, well, we were saying while we were watching it that it's probably just like voice actors they got off of Fiverr.
Yeah,
but they sound consistent, at least through the technically 3 videos we watched. Like the voices were consistent.
Yeah,
so maybe it's just
good for
maybe
them.
it's just one guy they found on Fiverr. Maybe it's also one of the people that actually works for them that speaks English. Who knows? The point is, I hate this and I'm miserable and I don't want to do this anymore.
The one thing that all 3 of us came away with in this is that there are a lot of questions about Tim Tim that have not been answered.
Yes, and that's not the point of this video. We're breaking down the plot of I Was Adopted by Poor Family, Types of Girls in Rich versus Poor Family.
Well, no, we found out what the real title of this one, which is Poor family adopts rich girl gets kidnapped.
That wasn't it.
No,
it was Giga Rich Family.
Giga Rich Girl. Yeah, Giga Rich Girl adopted by Poor Family.
Gets kidnapped by Poor Family. So yeah, she gets kidnapped.
She was adopted.
Her parents don't want to pay ransom.
Kids video. They can't put kidnapped in it. All right.
The parents won't pay ransom because they're just having fun without their daughter. So the poor family's like, damn, we've now adopted another daughter and we can't.
Another thing worth mentioning, because no one listening to this podcast. Well, first of all, no one's listening to this podcast.
I don't know. These videos do numbers on YouTube, so maybe someone's listening to this. It's a little kid. It's a tiny child watching this.
Yeah,
It's a
he was really
Tim
confused.
Tan in the video.
He's
I was
just waiting for the video to start. He's like, why is it still the thumbnail?
Why are these people still talking, Mom? I want them to go away. Mom, I'm telling you.
it's-
Hold on. Children's mother who's watching this while their kid is annoyed that the people won't stop talking. I'm the man who's talking. Do not let your kids watch this video. It's gonna rot their brain. It doesn't make any sense. The children in it are horrible, and also they curse like a sailor in the last one.
That being said, like and subscribe and comment down below if you want Kitty to fall in love.
Daniel was looking straight at the camera while he said that.
Know that if you let your child watch Tim Tan videos, they're gonna end up in a Tim Tan video.
No.
But anyways, what I was trying to say is that all the actors in this video are the same age. They're like young, early 20s. Maybe some of them are like late teens. But they're all like young adults, and they're meant to be playing like grown adults that are parents, and also like I have no idea how old these children are meant to be. These children that are played by grown adults.
No,
I don't understand
not a
any
clue.
of it.
I think they're supposed to be little kids. I think they're supposed to be like 10 to 12.
Yeah,
but that doesn't come across at all because everyone is the same age.
Right. Literally, most of the ones playing children looked older than the ones playing parents.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Or
I hate
or
it.
the same age.
Yeah.
Josh?
So
plot?
what happens? What's the plot? Yes.
The plot is that
the first anthology.
The biological poor daughter does not
Eva.
like the rich daughter.
How do you
Kitty.
remember that?
Because her name's the same. She's in every single one of the anthologies, and her the same.
Yeah, even
I don't know that she was ever named in the first one.
I don't.
She
I feel like
she may not have
when
been.
they said Eva in the second one, I was like, that name feels familiar. I feel like they said that.
Yeah. I don't know.
but-
I was like tuned out for most of this.
Kitty's having a hard time adjusting to poor life because she's like, oh, I love my iPhone. My iPhone 14 sponsors this video. I love my iPhone 14. It does everything I need to. It's gold plated. And then Eva like throws out the window and gives her a knock.
No, the rich
Josh,
the
you
rich
lost the
parents
plot.
take it. Josh, you are delusional. Rich parents take it because she's trying to call her parents to go home, and then they call her parents to try and ransom her, and they say get out of here. You know, we just want to go to the Maldives.
Yeah,
and
I forgot that bit because I mostly forgot anything to do with her parents. Because
and then
at that point,
but then the parents said that they pawned it, and then I don't know that she ever got a new phone. I think, or no, she tried to give her a crappy phone, or maybe that was a different anthology. I lost the plot.
That was a different. So they never try to give her a new phone. That doesn't happen. I would assume she got a new phone towards the end.
That happened in both of the other anthologies.
And so
though,
what kind of goes on for the rest of this is it's the two
there's
sisters. Poor sister.
First, there's a love triangle because
it's not a love triangle. It's a love square.
Okay, no. You're both getting ahead of yourself.
That's why I said first. That's why I said first, because first is a triangle, then it turns into a square.
Yeah, you're right.
First, they send her to school.
Yeah, well, that's where the love triangle starts.
Yeah.
They send the kidnapped girl that they took to school.
Correct.
Yeah. What would you do with her?
Well, they can't feed her because
well, Josh, I think said that they should just kill her. That's what I remember him saying.
That does sound like something Josh would say.
I don't remember saying that, but it does sound like something I would do.
Get your feet out of the camera, man. Come on.
So she goes to school with Kitty. Goes to school with Eva, where she meets Nate.
Yes, Nate. It was the butler in the second and third anthology series. So Nate is the broke boy boyfriend to the broke girl sister, adopted sister, Eva.
Broke in the context of this video is just having a normal amount of wealth.
Right, but also having cardboard on everything you own.
No, the one girl's broke. But this guy gets compared to broke, and he's just like a normal working class individual.
Yeah, no, he had like a chain. Like he
he had a gold chain.
He was drippy. He had like the same fit as like the rich boy from the next video.
No, he had a silver chain. Gold chains
Oh,
are reserved for the rich boys.
Okay, you're right. My bad.
The ensuing story is Kitty and Eve.
Man, spell ensuing.
Ian.
Other letters, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So Kitty.
Do you mean ongoing? Is that what you mean here?
Kitty likes, or no, Nate likes Kitty, and Kitty kind of likes Nate, but won't admit it because she's broke. No, she does. She just won't admit it's the skater girl Avril Lavigne thing. She just won't admit it because she's rich, but she does like him off the bat. But then Ava likes.
No. Doesn't Eva get with Nate because he cuts a hole in his shirt after she gets a hole in her pants?
Yeah, but that's later.
No,
that doesn't happen for a while.
Eva gets with Chris. He's the rich classmate of Kitty who tried to embarrass her because she was working, which made her a hobo.
All right, it's about time to wrap up the first anthology. So let's kind of speed this along.
We're not even halfway.
I mean, I think we're reaching the wrap up.
Yeah,
like
we're
okay. So I'll do the speed run breakdown because Josh sucks at this.
No, I got this.
Josh, shut
up.
No,
Josh, shut up. Let Daniel do it.
Kitty likes Nate, won't admit it. Nate was Eva's boyfriend. Eva hates Kitty because she's trying to steal a boyfriend. Kitty decides to help Eva get boyfriend because rich classmate is bothering her because he's in love with the poor girl Eva. So then they go on a double date. But then she tricks her. Kitty tricks Eva because she actually does want Nate. Plot twist. So she cuts a hole in her dress and it reveals her goofy looking cartoonish panties. And then Chris, the rich classmate of Kitty, says, wow, your panties are sick. And that's what really made me
That's exactly what he says.
Yeah. And that's what really made me think that it was an Eastern European person doing, because that's where I really heard the accent breaking through. But he says that, and then Chris has a nice little wholesome. He cuts up his shirt because he's like, oh wow, that's like a cool style. I'll do it too. You're so cool, and I really like you. I want you to like me. And then Ava's like, oh, actually, you're pretty cool for a rich douchebag. Maybe I do like you. And then so Chris is like, hey, we should date. And then Nate says, yes, we should date, even though he's looking directly at Chris when he says it. But then he turns to Kitty and he says, we will date and we will be double dating forever. And then, there was some subplot with the parents. They were trying to like sell their kid or something. Like
they're trying to get more money because they couldn't afford to have two daughters, one of which they chose to keep.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the rich parents, but yeah, the broke parents were first they were trying to ransom Kitty, then they tried to pay the rich parents to take her back because they were sick of her, which doesn't make any sense because she wanted to go back.
Also, I just want to say, at one point they tried to give Kitty like a
they gave her they gave her just like a cauldron of onions.
Cauldron of onions. And when she didn't want that, she said, I want a pizza, which, number one, rich girl's not eating pizza, but they bring out a circular piece of cardboard with some brown sauce and more raw onions on top.
And there was like a whole half of an onion in the
It's like this video was made by someone who's never seen a human before.
Well, it was made by Eastern Europeans.
No, it really does feel like this video was like, it's not just the voices saying that sounds like AI, but this whole video seems like it was made by a computer program.
It definitely seems like it was made by an algorithm for YouTube Kids.
It was as if like some kind of computer program watched a bunch of 5-minute crafts videos and a bunch of like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon shows and just just made this, and it created an entire channel out of that. That's what this feels like.
Two channels.
Yeah, multiple channels.
Yeah, this whole thing feels like an AI generated video.
But yeah, I think that wraps up the first anthology. Maybe.
Well, no,
And
because
yeah.
her parents
the
want her
parents- the
back,
parents
so parents get her back, and everybody is sad. Parents are sad, and especially sister is very, very sad that her sister is gone.
All the parents are happy. Broke parents are happy.
Because they got
money.
paid.
They got money.
They got
Happy
the
'cause
ransom
they have
money.
Right. But then what happens? The
school doors
girls
open
both go
and they're
with the
like,
boyfriend that they want.
here's your 2 new classmates.
Yeah,
You remember Kitty, and here's the other rich
they look
boy.
directly into the camera and they say, who do you think are going to be the 2 new classmates?
Yeah,
Comment down below.
say that.
Make
They do
sure
say
to
that.
commented,
They say that at
commented down
least
below.
once in every single anthology.
Yeah, and then we
least
commented
twice,
down below. We
I
said,
think.
I hope it's Kitty and Chris.
No, I don't think we commented for that one. I think we commented for that one and said pee and poo. and
Yeah.
we commented for the burger and pizza one.
Dalton commented that, and Dalton's
Right,
also the one who suggested that we watch this.
Correct.
To be fair,
then we
Daniel
moved on to
also wanted to watch it.
I
So
was in on it, but I was tricked. It was late at night. You took advantage of it. You basically date raped me.
all right,
So-
that's the wrap on the first
Moving
video.
on.
To the next anthology.
So then we saw the next video, and we weren't entirely sure if it was a continuation or not. And we very
At
quickly
this point,
realized-
we had no idea this was an anthology series.
The first one or the second one, how does that start out? It starts with
It
the
starts
parents, right?
in the same living. No, it starts in the same living
No, it
room.
starts outside.
No. It starts with a girl picking a ball outside.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm thinking of the third one. My fault.
The funniest line in the video, she goes, "Wow, look at this great ball I just found in the garbage."
And then she kicks it into someone's Volkswagen.
Well,
Yeah.
she kicks it into
And the
2
guy-
rich parents' Volkswagen, which we think
Right, and then
are
the
the
one
rich
Volkswagen
parents.
is in the car. Yeah, we think it's the same rich parents from the last video, but we soon realized that it's
My assumption
Possibly,
was
but
that
not.
it was those rich parents leaving for their vacation.
I believe that it's that's kind of what we all thought. Josh was the only one that picked onto it being
No, that's
a
at the
new
third
video.
one. We all
No,
picked
that-
up on it being different
okay.
in this one. The third one is where
Yeah,
we were very confused, and
right,
we'll get there when
yeah,
we
you're
get there.
right.
Because
Well,
I
yeah,
thought
we'll
this
get
was
there.
the third
Okay.
one, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
So the
kicks
second one has the same rich dad actor, right? But
And
his
then-
hair
and then
is,
it has the
is
whole-
a slightly darker color.
No, it's a different rich dad actor. It's just one of the same
don't think
actors
it is?
from the previous anthology who
No, I
looked
think- I
just
think
like
that's
that
the
one.
I think that was the same. It was either the rich dad or it was because the broke dad looked like Nate, but the rich dad didn't really look like the
No,
other
that
guys.
rich
He
dad
just-
doesn't appear again. This rich dad is the boyfriend from the first one.
No,
This rich dad is a
boyfriend
different
from-
rich
No.
dad. Because the rich
No,
dad from the
it's
first one
also-
doesn't show up again.
no,
It's
I think
also-
I think he just has different hair.
It's
Hold
also
on.
the
Let's
poor
pull that up.
girl from the
Pretty
first
sure
one.
Let's
yeah,
pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up real quick.
It is the same girl. Poor girl from
Poor girl's
the
now
first
rich girl.
video.
Yes.
Poor girl from the
first
first video
is
plays rich
in the
girl
second.
in this video. Oh, hold on. I'm on the Russian
Yeah.
channel. I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it
Oh,
does.
no,
'cause
it does
this won't
matter.
have-
Dang it. Yeah, see, okay, so it's not that guy.
It's not like that guy. I'm telling you,
It's not.
It's
poor
not
dad.
Rich Dad. I promise you it's not Rich Dad.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think
This
it's
one-
just
this
his
is
hair
just
was
going to have
different.
all of the stuff from the first one. You can
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but we can at least see Rich Dad for a frame of
And
reference.
it's not boyfriend because boyfriend was Butler,
boyfriend is the butler in the second one. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's-
yeah. Boyfriend's butler.
and it wasn't Bobbin.
right.
We miss you, Bobbin.
He was
Ever
supposed to
since
be.
Bobbin left, this show has gone
Oh.
increasingly off the rails. I will say.
He should be getting home pretty soon, so we'll probably be hopping.
Yeah.
So he may hop while we're still recording. That would be fun.
Oh, okay. They're all dancing together at the end. That's the bloopers. My fault. No, Rich Family wasn't in the dance at the end. They do a dance at the end of each video, but where's the Rich Family at?
Just go to when they wait. Yeah, go back because that's when they were having dinner.
That's what I'm trying to find. I think there's some deleted
That
scenes.
was him with the hat, though. Go. God, this must be so. Are you still recording?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the 8 people who are watching this.
8?
Yeah, no, see,
What?
that's not the same guy.
I don't know. I think it might.
It's not that. It's not.
I'm struggling to remember what the second guy looked like.
Fine.
I digress.
It's not the same guy. It's a newly introduced actor in the second part.
I will concede this one to you because I don't want to keep watching this video.
See, it's a different guy.
I think that's the same guy. I think his hair is just. No, maybe you're right.
I know, I am. It's a different guy.
Yeah, no, okay, you're
all right. So it's a different guy in both videos. This guy does make an appearance in the third anthology, but we digress.
They have the same fit though.
Sure,
and the same stupid floppy hair.
And their wife looks. Everybody in this video has the same stupid floppy hair. Josh, the plot.
Correct.
The plot of the second one's pretty simple. The plot of the second one is
nothing is simple. Nothing is simple anymore, Josh.
The poor girl kicks her ball that she got from the dumpster into the rich dad's car, and he goes, "You either pay for it or you're going to prison." And she says, "Well,
does he really?
He does. Yeah, he does.
"I'm going to call the police if you don't pay for this." And she's like, "I am poor.
I live on the streets. I can't do that. I'm sorry."
She says, "I am homeless."
We'll adopt you.
So the mom goes, "Okay, well,
oh no, you can't live on the streets. Come live with us.
Please come home with us." God,
and then
this was the one with the annoying mom voice.
I noticed the entire time.
Yeah, it was the second two had just the worst voice for the mother.
So she brings this new girl into their family, and they have 2 children already. Poor daughter and Nate,
which play an awful lot
Nate's
the butler.
Donnie, aka Tony, aka Donnie, aka Tony, aka Tom. He's the son, and Eva, the poor girl from the first one, is now the rich sister.
Yes, right. and she is much better as the rich sister than she was as the poor sister. Also, the brother sister combo in this remind me a lot of the brother and sister combo from Schitt's Creek.
I could half see that.
It's kind of that same sort of like rich people put into a poor people scenario. That's kind of the feeling I get from these videos. That's why they're popular, is because they're doing that.
I was going to say they remind me more of Cruel Intentions because they both seem incestuous.
I wasn't going to go there, but cool. Keep going with the plot.
So the biological rich children hate the adopted poor daughter.
At least we think.
They bully her for that.
Keep going, Josh. No. I'm setting it up. At least we think.
Yeah, we think they hate her.
We think that they hate her, and then it
and
ends up.
And also the butler hates her. Like, that's worth noting. The butler.
Well, they pay off the butler with a new feather duster.
Yeah, they gave him the rainbow feather
drippy rainbow.
Yeah, it was pretty drippy.
I've never heard a feather duster described as drippy. Keep going.
Are we wrong though? Like,
keep going. Not drippy? Hey, look, we're 40 minutes into this podcast. Keep going.
We think that they hate her, but then they flip like that.
But then, Tony gives her like a bracelet or something, and their hands touch, and it plays romantic music.
It does. Also, should be noted,
the music in this video is so good. Like,
it's so good.
Like, way better than it should. Like, I mean, it's all copyrighted sounds that they play for just like long enough that it doesn't get copyright, like just long enough and just quiet enough that it doesn't get like striked. But it's all like copyrighted music.
Yeah,
I remember the song. It was the song from How I Met Your Mother. That plays like when he meets her. It's that I don't know what it's called, but it's by the band Band of Horses. But that played at some point. That made I almost cry.
Because
It does, yeah. This is like an M. Night
This one
Shyamalan
right
movie with
here
all the twists and
ends on
turns.
an absolute
it's written about
cliffhanger.
as
This
well
is
as an M. Night Shyamalan movie
like
too.
not even just a tragedy. This broke me.
Yeah.
It's not even an M. Night
This, like,
Shyamalan movie.
genuinely
This is a
heartbreaking.
Stephen King movie.
Yeah, straight up.
So the poor girl thinks that she's now being accepted by the rich family because they're like, oh, we actually want you around.
Well, I
The
don't think all of
parents.
them were doing that.
Well, no, the parents force
Yeah,
them to. They're like, we're gonna keep her around
right,
because
right,
we
right.
love Michelle. Whatever.
But
the parents
she
love her.
also thinks that
Casey and also
Donnie.
Cassie, that was her.
She also
Yes,
thinks that Donnie
Donnie
is in love
Tony.
with her, and so he'll protect her.
Mm.
The butler pretends like he's on her side now, and the sister is just like the outlier who doesn't like her. And her parents are like, okay, we're going on vacation now. And then they get in the car and they say, did you just hear some screaming? Oh no, we're going to be late for our flight. So they buckle up their seatbelts and drive away
gotta go
as
to
she knocks on the
Aldi's.
window screaming. She's screaming while knocking on the window.
So fucking sad. Like, it was actually so genuinely sad.
Which is why when the next anthology starts, which starts in the exact same living room with the exact same rich sister and brother, and butler, we assumed that it was a continuation of that one. And it was going to keep going, and the family was going to get home and unlock her from the attic, whatever.
We had a very heated discussion at the beginning of the third video because Dawn and Dan were both admittedly, like, fully understandably, like, no, this is just continuation.
Yeah, like, no, we were like
people.
Because once again, ends on her being locked in the attic, cut to
like
the same living room, the same actors, all three of the same actors.
Using
Like,
the same names for their characters.
How could
like,
we
referring
not?
to each other by the names that have been
Literally,
established.
the only difference is Nate now had a bow tie.
Did he not have a bow tie in?
He did not.
In the second one? I didn't pick up on that.
But yeah, and then I said, no, I think this is the new one because they just seem to drop the adopted poor girl that they kidnapped and locked into the attic.
Yeah, I admittedly I gave this this video too much credit, and I thought they were gonna circle back to the Casey story. I thought they were just putting it on the back burner, but no.
Well, this whole story is about this whole story is about Donnie finding love in the world.
Right.
Which, so like, you think it's just, they're switching the focus over to Donnie, and then in the end he's going to come around and realize that the poor girl is actually like his true love, and they're going to
No, but he just betrays her.
Yeah.
He just
locked her away.
Betrays her and locks her away
in the attic.
So that he can dance. So that he can dance and throw money and film fucking TikToks. That's also like all of these videos are just like promotional material for this brand's TikTok.
Yes,
like every single one of them is just
and their TikTok,
long-winded
and their TikTok. We looked
and
through
vice
it.
Versa.
Their TikTok is very interesting because it sort of hits the target audience of these videos, which is children, but it's also got like women doing provocative dances.
Yeah, like it's also like the general like TikTok, like, it's just, you try and appeal to the horny male teen by having a sexy lady shaking her butt or whatever.
Yeah, which is very weird considering this whole thing, and we'll go into this a little more at the end. This whole channel and this whole genre of video is very creepy and weird, and like I don't like it. I don't just not like it because it's bad. I don't like it because it's very like weird and targeted at kids in a way that's kind of weirdly sexual.
It feels morally and ethically wrong that this exists.
And we'll get into that a little more towards the end. But yeah, keep breaking down the plot of the third anthology, Josh.
Right.
He's just met the homeless girl.
Donnie shoves himself into a poor girl waiting at the bus stop, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I walked into you." And she's like, "Leave me alone, you fucking widow." And he goes,
"She probably did
I think I might
say that because I think that was the
this
one,
girl cusses like a sailor."
Yeah,
like 4 or 5 times.
By that he means she says hell and damn a couple times.
Which once again
for a kids channel is insane.
Once again is not like you can say that on TV technically, yes. But for these kids' dedicated YouTube videos is just weird. And notice, it doesn't happen until the last one. Once they've gotten past like YouTube Kids censors, that's when it starts happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's planned. Tim Tan know what you need. So the girl's like, "Hey, leave me alone, you weirdo," and he goes, "You should come to my house and look at all my stuff." So she does.
No. First, he invites her to go shopping,
Right. So
and then
he invites her to go to the mall.
she goes into the shop, and the
Josh, keep
snobby
up with the plot, dude.
Don't, you're not talking about any of this. I don't want to hear it.
The snobby rich shopkeeper. She goes, this isn't a thrift store, right? Like, you're like gross and poor. We can't sell to you. and this is presumably based on, because she's wearing like crappy clothes. Well, sure, yeah. But then
even though all of them are wearing like the same quality of clothes.
Yeah,
they're
all. Yeah, I mean, they all look like just like knockoff, like hype beast kind of clothing.
The difference is this girl has braces. That's the difference. Yes.
But
at one point, Nate does wear a shirt that just says National Football League.
Yeah, that was in the last one. That was in the previous anthology.
That wasn't Nate. That was Donnie. Come on, man.
Donnie,
get it together.
Josh, dude, what is going on with you?
So Donnie walks into the store, and then based off of his outfit, which is exactly the same quality as the poor broke girls, she goes, "Oh my goodness, you're Donnie. Your family is the richest in our city. I'll give you anything you want."
Also, it's worth knowing that the store is just their room, and it's painfully obvious it's their room because their rooms all look the same, but occasionally it might have market on the wall.
It's not even their room, it's a closet from one of their rooms.
Yeah,
it's literally a closet, and there's clothes in the closet. But this isn't a thrift store. This is your closet.
And
why do you emphasize closet like that, Dalton?
Closet.
But here's the thing, and this is the story. This is the conflict in the third one. Is Donnie's sister and her boyfriend don't like the poor girl, so
there's no boyfriend. That's Nate the butler.
No, he's right. No, he's right. That wasn't Nate the butler. That was her boyfriend, because then there was the emotional scene where they were on the swing by the creek.
Yeah, and she's like, "My boyfriend left me for a new girl."
You're right.
I don't know anything.
But the difference is, in this one, no one likes the poor girl. No, not the parents, not the sister, not the butler, not the boyfriend. No one.
No, I think the butler might have.
I think he may have been indifferent. But Nate wants this girl to stay at their house because she doesn't have anywhere to stay, and he's in love with her. Everyone else hates this girl and treats her like garbage.
Right. To the point where when they're in the store, Donnie's sister Eva and her boyfriend put
no, that's the wrong one. That's the other anthology. That was Donnie. No. That was Donnie. That was Donnie and Eva in the other one. They put
I want to know how incomprehensible this is to someone who's listening.
If anyone has actually
and I watched the video that we're talking about, I can't imagine I'm trying to imagine the one person listening to this is just like trying to visualize this video that we're talking about. And I have to imagine it's impossible. Like,
link is in the description. Watch it at 2x speed.
Go ahead and watch it. Yeah.
I just want to say, however incomprehensible and cursed and chaotic as we're making it sound, I promise you, it is twice as bad actually watching the video.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, keep going. So everyone hates poor girl. She eats some cheeseburgers. Everyone hates the poor girl, and she eats the cheeseburgers really grossly. Keep going from there.
Not just cheeseburgers. She eats any food and she goes.
She scarfs it down like a wild animal.
Because she's poor. It's never eaten before.
She's never eaten in her 25 years of life. And so everyone in the family
33.
Hates her,
be honest here, Josh.
All right.
33. So everyone but Donnie hates her, and they're like, "Donnie, you can't date this 46-year-old woman. You need to do better." he's like, no, I love her, you know. So he goes to the park, which is just on the other end of the compound that they're all being forced to stay in.
It's
It's
their
the
backyard.
backyard.
It's
Yeah.
their backyard.
It's the
and
back.
he-
It's
he-
the same like river where that swing is, where they had their talk.
Yes, yeah. Well, so the scene precedes that because this is him going to talk to her, and he's going to profess his love when someone else walks up to her and says, "Hey, I really enjoyed seeing you the other night, and I love you. And I love
Oh,
you."
I forgot about this. I thought we were at the end.
For dedicated Tim fans, that was the broke dad from the first video we watched, maybe, or maybe it was the other. Maybe it was the other friend. I don't know. It was some reused actor. I know that
For all
much.
those other Tim stands.
For all my Tim stands out there.
All my Tim heads out there.
All my Tim heads. I'm a real
My
Tim
Tic
head.
Tac Tim heads. So they
So,
Wrap this up. All right, let's
Donnie's
wrap
like-
this up.
Donnie's like, damn, you're cheating on me, and runs away. And he finds out later that it was his sister who had
Not later.
gaslit
It's almost
him.
immediately after.
it's the next
He
scene.
basically runs straight into her, and she goes, "Hey, do you see the guy that I hired?" And he's like, "Oh, it was
And
you."
once again, not just her sister.
well,
Her
she's-
sister, the butler, and her dad were all in on it.
I don't know that the butler was in that
I
scene.
don't
I
He was
think
in
it
the room.
I think it was-
just kind of
He was
there.
in the room, and I think he was like snarky.
maybe I don't.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
he's not taking an active part in this. Don't
Yeah,
put
come on,
disrespect to my
Nate's
butler's
all right, man.
You
He's
guys
good.
just
He's
have
he's just
this love for Nate the Butler, and I have it too. But in this, he was the bad guy. He was the bad guy in
No,
both
he
of them.
the bad guy in the last one. He was good in this. He helped. Remember, she destroyed the $1 million priceless chicken foot, and he helped her hide it. He helped her hide it behind the couch.
The
Remember?
$1 million Christmas ornament.
just so I never have to.
He's a
talk about
good guy.
Just so I never have to
don't talk
describe
sweet
Tintin
on
again.
my boy Nate.
Wrap
This-
this up, Josh. We got to talk about both the channel and do our final thoughts. Wrap it up. We don't have much time.
Oh yeah, so
Almost
they go to
subjected
the
15 hours of straight Tintin.
what's his name? Donnie walks in on the parents and evil sister saying, "Oh, good job doing your evil plot to get to get to get
the girl out of our house or
whatever."
and
to
he
get
goes,
that
"Oh, okay."
disgusting- And then he goes, "Repeat what you just said." And they go, I think we were talking about the weather, or there was a bird chirping, and we were talking about that.
Yeah, and he goes, "Whoa!" So the sister runs out after Donnie, and Donnie runs to the girl, and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't believe you. I believe you now." And she's like, "Well, you didn't believe me then," and leaves him
Like,
or whatever.
get out of here. And then she goes and sits on.
She
a
sits on the
swing
swing set where his sister then goes to sit, and she's crying,
And,
they're both doing.
it has the genuinely the best accidental joke I think has ever been made, because they're both crying, and they cry in like the same tone and pitch, and the
Which
snarky
we
rich
assumed was
girl
just a
goes,
result of the dubbing.
right, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
And the snarky rich girl goes, stop
No,
crying.
no,
Sorry,
it was
she
poor
said,
girl.
stop repeating after me. Was it the poor girl?
It was poor girl.
Yeah, it was poor girl.
Yeah, okay.
Poor
so
girl
she
has
goes-
herself together, and she's like, "Hey, do a
the way
different
she
cry."
she says, stop repeating after me. Cry differently. Cracked up. That was so freaking funny.
And then she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend left me because he found a new girl."
He found-
And at
yeah, he
that
found-
exact moment, her boyfriend calls her up and goes, "Hey, I left that new girl."
No,
no,
Josh,
no.
what is
No,
wrong
you
with
missed
you,
the plot point.
dude?
You missed the plot point. They did the sneaky, and she pretended that the poor girl's hand was her sexy new boyfriend's hand, and she posted a picture of them holding hands to make him jealous. Obviously, Josh, keep it together,
Come
man.
on, dude.
I'll take it from Daniel. I won't take it from Dalton, who knows absolutely nothing about what any of these videos were.
I've described half the
Uh,
plot.
You've done nothing. All you've done is say everything and then be wrong about it.
But anyways, they're crying
then
at the same frequency. Then they do the jealousy hand hold trick. Then the rich girl boyfriend calls and says, and she's like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, you love me? You want to get back together?" And she's like,
No,
no,
I
it's to
dump
get
you."
Yeah,
Because
I dumped your ass.
And then rich
Vecna
girl.
lifts him up,
Hey,
yeah.
hey. And then rich girl likes poor girl.
And then like rich girl is suddenly being played by Emma Stone, and she just says, "I break up with you." It was really weird.
And then
Vecna comes out of nowhere.
All right, guys,
we've
we've got to wrap this up. And then rich girl and poor girl are now friends, and convinces the parents to like rich girl, and then boy starts dating poor girl again. And that's the end.
And then they find KFC fries. They find KFC fries. They find a KFC.
You're right. I thought that was earlier.
No. That was after, because that was after they became friends, and then
this is like the end of the scene.
Donnie walks up. And
Dougie Jones walks up.
Oh yeah, Dougie.
It's fine.
Dougie walks in.
And then Dougie's one of those guys.
And he goes, "Why are you eating trash?" And they're like, "Oh, because it's fun. You want to eat some?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll eat some trash." And then they go, "Okay, you guys are dating now. Let's all go have some fun." And then it cuts to them walking into the rich house, and they're all like covered in garbage. And the rich mom pretends to pass out, and the rich girl's like, "Mom, stop pretending. We all know you're not really passing out."
And then it cuts to a scene of them dancing together.
And it cuts to a scene
all
of
of them
mom's
dancing
funeral. together.
All right.
As they didn't believe that she was actually dying.
Right. That's not true. Then is when it shows the staged bloopers that they also dubbed.
Yeah.
And that's like that was the most ridiculous.
I don't know that they're like super staged. Like I'm sure like one or two of them are. I'm sure they're actually bloopers, but they seem more staged because they're dubbed. That's my assumption.
Well, yeah, the ADR doesn't help, but it's also like it is overacting and it's TikTok acting. It's all bright colors because you're just trying to get the kids' attention.
Yes, but I think if we watch it in the Russian, it won't seem as staged.
Well, no, the Russian actors and actresses were better because it was their natural voices. But I will say this does fit in quite well with the rest of the films that we're doing because it's very engaging visually, and that's all you need to pretend something's good.
Once again, if you like watching bad movies like we do on this podcast, this is right up your alley.
Like watching bad movies,
if you like watching porn but without the people actually having sex, like the bad acting and the shitty porn studio lighting, then watch this because you will have a heck of a time.
Hold on.
The ultimate porn. It is the ultimate porn for someone who loves edging.
About these videos, like as a concept and as a whole, they're weirdly sexual. They're weirdly like timed, and they're very
odd.
They're totally very odd, but they're very money centered.
Yeah, they're all about
the camera's moving. I'm talking more like morally at this point.
There's not a skill shot in this. Yeah, sure.
More like morally.
But Daniel's right.
We didn't bring up the camera at all.
Yeah, the camera's weird and it's horrible.
The camera continually just moves back and forth.
They're very materialistic. They're very weirdly sexual. They're very over the top. Whatever. Don't let your kids watch this.
Well, do not let your children watch this.
These are directed at children. Don't let your kids watch this.
Listening to us. No one who has or will ever have children is listening to this.
Yeah, you're right. No one is listening to us.
No one is listening. No one has listened to this far, at least.
Not on this one.
Like
not on this one for sure.
No, definitely not.
No, they saw the first half, and they're like,
they probably checked out when we started having the discussion about whether or not Rich Dad when we were just like actually rewatching the video for like 5 minutes.
But I will say to the people who like watching bad movies like us, this has all the qualities of a bad movie. Plus, you can watch it at 2 times speed and get through it in like 30 minutes, and it's hilarious. Watch this.
Yeah,
this is my recommendation.
If you are bored with a couple of your friends on Discord and you want to pass an hour of time, watch this video at 2 times speed.
Oh yeah,
it will be fun.
It is insanity. Final views on Timton.
I was adopted by poor family types of girls and rich versus broke family. I love it. I would watch this again. I'll watch this in my free time.
That's not even a joke.
And that's what's probably going to happen is after we finish recording this, Dalton will probably put another one on.
Yeah.
You know me so
As
well.
much as I can admit it.
All right,
Daniel, final
Josh.
cue. No, Daniel.
Daniel, final thoughts?
It wasn't that bad. I'm glad we watched this over Batman versus Superman. So I'm
Josh?
basically my final thoughts are the same as my initial thoughts.
My final thoughts are I was not prepared, and I don't think I could ever be prepared for what I saw. I feel like I've undergone some kind of MK Ultra-esque brainwashing. That's
Facts.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
true, King.
So we'll see you next week when we watch another Tim 10 video.
Please no.
Genuinely, I will say, just watch this for fun. I'm gonna leave the link in the description on YouTube and on our podcast streaming platforms. Don't actually watch it unless you have a group of friends who want to laugh at this together. I will say that.
Check it out. Like
This is
don't
not
actually
something you should watch. You should watch alone, like in your free time. Like you should. This is something that needs to be done with a group of your buddies that are all equally insane.
But also, just check it out very slightly to see how incomprehensibly.
Yeah, definitely skim. All right, everybody, we will see you on the very next episode of Semi Pro.